Oh Mary, oh bóun erin ọ̀mọ̀sà ò jíyọ lọ́bẹ̀ àjànàkú kọjá mo rí nǹkan fìrí tá a bá rẹ́rìn ká sọ pé a rẹ́rìn. Solocard Multiventures Limited ilé ọ̀rẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ni mò ń sọ níbi káta ojúlówó kẹ́míkà àti fataláísà tí kìí ṣe yèèpẹ̀. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi sọnù kí owó bá sọnù.
Ìwé kíkọ láìsí ọkọ àti àdá kò ì pé o, kò ì pé o. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ilé wa, ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á máa jalè. Ìwé kíkọ láìsí ọkọ àti àdá kò ì pé o, kò ì pé o. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ níṣẹ́ ilé wa, ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á máa jalè.
Viewers, our fellow beautiful and wonderful customers, and the lovers of agriculture. Today, we just want to welcome you once again. I just want to say a very big thank you to you for staying tuned to Solocard Multiventures Limited. We want to say a very big thank you to you for your patronage. I want to say a very big thank you to you again for being a farmer, because being a farmer, it's a duty to serve, it's a duty to provide, it's a duty to meet other people's needs. Once again, I want to say a very big welcome to you back on the episode, our weekly episode at Solocard Multiventures Limited, where we talk about agricultural practice, things about agriculture, how you can do agricultural things more effectively than what you've been doing before. My name remains Mark Oluwafemi, the farm boy, and your regular host on this show. And today we just want to be talking about general agriculture, but briefly we'll be talking about things we have made emphasis on in the time past, and we'll be talking also about some things that you should do this season that we are. But first of all, let's take a brief recap about our last episode, where we had the Afri-Agri in the house, where we showcase on how to raise good nursery. We talk about seed selection. We talk about how to plant your seeds, basically your tomato seed. That was what we really used as an example that very day. And then we make the different explanations were made by our guests, because we told you that weekly or at intervals we'll be bringing different guests on the show to showcase things they are doing differently, to showcase the services that our company are providing in order to better agricultural practice. And today we want to be telling you some things that you need to do, you need to know again. Over the weeks, we've gone around, we've visited different farms, we've answered different questions, we have gone through so many challenges for farmers by providing solutions that could actually meet the needs of the farmers. And today you just want to know that whatever the challenges on your farm, we at Solocard Multiventures Limited, we are here waiting for you to give us feedback. We want to hear from you, because like we said, we are farmers' friend, and the only way we can be your friend is when we provide solutions to whatever challenges you think you have on your farm. And that is why every week, every day, and every month we are constantly working on how we can improve the services we are rendering to you out there, because when you can do it well, then it gives us a very good result. You might be wondering, what results are we getting? We are not only selling the inputs to you, but we also want you to know how to use them and how to have results. And that is why at Solocard Multiventures Limited, we want you to know that you can do much more better than what you think you're doing at the moment. There are better ways of doing what you think you're doing now. Technology has improved. Technology is improving every day. It has improved over the time, and it's still improved daily on how you can go about agricultural practices that will be much more easier for you, and you still have a better result. And that is why at Solocard Multiventures Limited, we want you to be duly informed, even in our own little way. And that was why we brought about this platform. How we can share information across to so many persons that we cannot reach out to one-on-one. And by you joining this platform, you could be able to get information from us. You can send us messages, send us WhatsApp messages. You can even put a call through, tell us what the challenge is on your farm, and we can always provide solution to you. And on our screen, we have our phone numbers there. You have our email address. You have our WhatsApp lines there. They are all there for you to reach out to us. Ask us questions. Let us know the challenges you are facing on your farm, and we can provide the solution to you. Solutions that we are trying to provide to farmers are practical-based solutions, and that's the reason why we have to go around farms, we have to visit places, and we are farmers. We are also cultivating. We are using most of these things we are selling to you, and we want to see how they actually perform well on the farm and how well you can actually use them. So when we are explaining to you, we are explaining from practical understanding, not theoretical things. And that's what I want you to understand. Every day we go into research on how to look about what can we do differently. When we see effects on farms, we look into it, what can be used to control them. One of those things that brought about the visit last week on this episode, where we brought that company, AfriAgri, to come and tell us some things they think they have at their company that can actually better the lives of farmers. So many farmers were in attendance that very day, even though you are not there. But I'm sure if you can join online, all the episodes, all the things we discussed that very day, it's on our page. You can always visit our page, either any of our pages, YouTube or Facebook page. You always see the video there. You can go through that video. I'm sure you learned something from there. To tomato farmers, a lot was said about tomato that day, and I want to believe by the time you go through that episode, you will see that it will help your tomato farm. And that's what we want to do at Solucat Multiventures Limited, providing solutions to farmers, and that's why we are called Farmers Friend. And today basically we want to talk about general agriculture. Briefly, we know at the moment now we have so many vegetable farmers are out there, and the rains are coming, or the rain is already here. To some persons in different areas, the rain is falling. To some persons, the rain are not yet on your own side. Just wait for it, the rain will come. But if you are a vegetable farmer and you are having rain on your farm at this moment, we want to advise. You see, this period you need to be very careful, because fungal attacks will be on the high side this period. So we want you to take note. You need to be able to control fungi on your field this period. If you've not been using fungicide before, or if you don't really understand what fungal attack is, please ask questions. Whatever crop you are cultivating now, there will be different fungi attack on the field this period. Either you're doing tomatoes, you're doing pepper, you're doing cucumber, you're doing watermelon, what have you. Fungal attack will be prominent this period, and it is good you have a very good fungicide to control these things. Like we said in one of our episodes in the time when we started this platform, we talked about the fungicide, the kind of fungicide you can use. All those details are there, and we made it to understand the fact that we have the preventive fungicide, we have the curative fungicide. So many farmers today don't know that we have preventive fungicide. So many persons don't know that we have curative fungicide. Most of these fungicide you see on the shelf today, some of them are preventive. They are meant to be used before the fungi sets in. Some persons will not want to spray fungicide on their farm until they see fungi on their farm. The truth is this: by the time you notice fungi on your farm, that is not the only one that is being affected. The effect is already on your farm. The only one that have shown traits is that one you saw. Then the whole field has already been rampage already, even before you see the first one that will show the trait. And that is the reason why you need to prevent before you start looking for curative. Some persons, when the farm is attacked, they start using preventive fungicide. It will now seem as if the fungicide you bought is not effective. Don't get it wrong. The fungicide was meant to prevent, not to cure. So in such cases, when you're using preventive fungicide, when the fungi is already in the field, it will only prevent the plant from not having more. But the one existing on the farm already will not go off. It's just like you're trying to prevent the fire from spreading by pouring sand all around the boundary of the fire. But that sand all around the boundary of the fire will not quench the fire that is already on the farm. Please get it. It's until you pour sand on the fire within the boundary before you can start quenching the fire. So most persons, the fungi has already set into the farm. You're now using preventive fungicide to control the effect of the fungi. Hence, you now say, oh, the fungicide did not work. Look at how my plant, they end up dying. You only prevented the ones that don't have the fungi effect from having it, but you never cured it. So please, we want you to understand this thing, and that's what we are trying to bring to your notice. What I just told you now is one of the challenges so many farms are facing today. They feel that the farm is attacked, they went to buy fungicide. What fungicide can I buy? This one. They just bought anyone. They don't know whether it's preventive or curative. They just bought it and started using it. And then every day they think they don't work. They say, those people, they're not selling original fungicide. So other persons will come, that one is not original, buy this one. The thing is this, it is how you use it. When you use it, it's the effectiveness of the fungicide you're actually applying. It is not because you bought the clinical, maybe it's not, you say it's not good, it's not original, or maybe it has expired. Please find out. And that is what we are doing on this platform, to let you understand the fact that these things varies. They have different types. If you go to the farm, if you go to the stores today, not necessarily our store, any other store you visit today, you find that you see more than 20 fungicides in the market. Even if you come to our store, we have different type of fungicide. But the truth of the matter is you need to know when to use them, not just buying anyone. So many persons today just say, I need to buy this one. Like we said in one of our episodes, someone went to sell a tomato farm. One of his friends had a tomato farm too, and the friend just said he can buy agric lime. He brought agric lime. He first use agric lime on the whole field. He first started planting. Because of the friend said he bought agric lime, he went to buy agric lime too, and he applied agric lime to the whole field. Applied tomato. All his tomato died. Does that mean that the agric lime is not good? But the truth is this: he doesn't need the agric lime on his field because the pH of his land is okay enough to grow. The person that brought agric lime has a problem with the pH because the pH value wasn't okay. So he's trying to bring the pH up to neutral. And that's why I have to go and buy agric lime. So please, you're going to understand the fact that don't just buy something because someone says you should buy it. Why do you have to buy it? What do you want to use it for? And that's why we are creating different ways of which you can actually reach us at Solocal Multiventures Limited. We have our phone numbers, we have our WhatsApp line, we have our email address. You can always send us message. We will always tell you one or two things that at least will guide your decision making in terms of some things you need to buy. We are not after you just buying and buying and buying. We are after you making profit, seeing the effect of the little things you are buying and actually making profit from that agricultural venture. And we said until you understand the fact that agriculture is agribusiness, not just agricultural venture, you will not make profit. Because whatever you don't have understanding about the business aspect of it, you cannot make profit from it. And that's why as Solocal Multiventures Limited, we want you to know that you can make profit. You can even do better than what you've been doing before. And that's why I bring it to your notice today. Ask questions. What and what do you need to do? Now, at the moment now, when we talk about fungi, so many persons that are cultivating maize. I know some persons are having challenges on their farm. Armyworm. Armyworm is attacking so many farms now. And some persons don't even really know what and what they should apply or what they can do about it. Some persons said, like one of the farm we went, said, tó bá jẹ tán, tó bá jẹ dé, ìyókù máa ṣe. That's what some persons are saying. It simply means that if you leave the worm there, anyone the worm has eaten has gone, and the remaining one they will get harvest from there. But the truth is it will reduce your yield. If only you can. To control the armyworm is not difficult. Please take note. Like one of the reports we got this morning, for instance, that there's a particular farm, they have maize on the farm. Armyworm is eating the maize, and the person said they've sprayed the farm, and the armyworm still persists. Please take note. One of our episodes we talked about this. If you want to spray whatever chemical you're using to control the worms, we have different chemicals, even at Solocal Multiventures Limited, that you can use to control the worms. Whatever chemical you are using, please, when you are spraying, it is advised you spray it such a way that you spray the middle of the plant, like the growing part. I'm sure you look at your maize. Your maize grows, the leaf formation forms out from the middle. Please ensure you spray, like when the person that's spraying for you in the field, let them spray the middle of the growing part, because that is where the worms lay their egg. And by the time they lay their egg there, if you just spray the leaves, they won't come out to eat the old leaf again, but they'll be eating the new leaves that are forming. But when you spray the inside, their eggs will be destroyed. They will not be able to live within there again. Therefore, they will have to leave. Then the new leaf will come out and provide more shade and shed out the old leaf, thereby giving your plants good vegetative growth. And as a matter of fact, if your plant is not having good vegetative, like in terms of the leaves are not healthy, you cannot have good crops. Please take note. And this is the reason why you need to control the activity of the worm on your maize farm. Please take note. You need to control the activity of the worm on your maize farm. Also concerning the maize, some persons are talking about how can they have good yield. That was one of the questions. How can they have maximum yield in maize farming? Please, you need to understand the fact that your planting population is a function of the yield you are going to get. And one of our episodes, we talked about the planting population, we talked about the planting spacing. Please take note. If you want to have good yield on your maize farming, you need to do 25 cm between plants and maximum of 75 cm between rows. If you can do that, you will have you have the adequate number of stands on the field, which will give rise to the yield that you should have. So please take note. For instance, if you do that planting spacing on an hectare, you should have minimum of 50,000 stands. Some cases you can have 52,200, 52,500. Some cases you have 51,500. You can have 52,000. Some persons say they have 53,000, depending on the land orientation. So, but if you can follow the planting spacing, you have good results, because the number of stand counts per the harvest you're going to have, and per stand you're going to have a cob. The size of the cob will also determine the yield you're expecting. So when you can do the required planting spacing, then the second thing is you need to give the plant nutrients. Some farmers will say, when we plant maize, we just plant it like that. We don't need to apply anything to it. Yes, if your soil is rich enough, you might not need to apply anything. But the nutrients you can supply to that particular plant will determine how full the cob will be. But we know that the number of grains on the cob is also a function of the yield you are expecting. So when the cob is filled up, grains per cob will be more, then the yield will increase. But when the cob is not filled up, I'm sure you understand what it means, then the yield will reduce. So please take note. We want to urge everybody to at least do it well. Whatever is worth doing well. Whatever you want to do in your field, please take note of how to do it better, because it's the same number of time, it's the same time, it's the same size of land. Rain is going to fall on it, either small or big, this season. Then the yield you're going to get will be different. If I had to do mine effectively, I did not do it effectively. We are going to wait for the same time for us to harvest, but we're having more yield because I actually follow the due process than you that did not follow the due process. Some persons just believe that they can just plant anyhow. It doesn't really work. Controlling weed in the farm also becomes difficult. But when you plant adequately, controlling will be much easy. Working within the farm will be much easy. Then when you're harvesting too, it becomes very easy, and less post-harvest losses will be recorded. So please take note. Also to our vegetable farmers, to those that are doing cucumber as well too, it is advised. People who say, I did cucumber, I didn't have good yield. My harvest I got wasn't much. On an acre, I should get maybe 400 bags. I end up getting about 150 bags on an acre. Blah blah blah. There are so many things that reduce yield also on cucumber farming. Number one, flower abortion. Secondly, you need to stake your cucumber. If you do not stake the cucumber, you will lose a lot of fruits. Because some persons say, staking that cucumber is difficult. I don't think it's really compulsory. I need to stake it. I will leave it on the ground. It will spread. I'll be harvesting like that. Yes, it will grow. It will spread. But if you do not stake a cucumber, disease will spread around the farm very fast. Abortion will occur very fast. Then your plants will get damaged easily. Your plant will get damaged easily, and even your fruits will also get damaged easily, because by the time disease spread around the farm. And one thing about cucumber is when something happens to one of the cucumber plants, the thing spreads very fast because cucumber is a copycat. Cucumber copies themselves, and that's why fungi spread within cucumber very easy. Controlling pests within a cucumber farm will be difficult because by the time you start spraying, the chemical does not get to the leaves at the bottom, at the under beneath the other ones, because they will coil within themselves. So when the chemical does not get, all the beetles you are trying to scare away or try to kill or try to prevent from eating your plant leaves, they will hide at the bottom there, and by the time you are gone, they will visit the whole leaf at the bottom, thereby destroying the plant. At the end of the day, you find out that it's only the surface leaves that are available, which will not actually give you the yield you're expecting. Because by the time every node of a cucumber plant will give you cucumber, either male flower or female flower. The female flower will give you the cucumber, the male flower will only be used for pollination. To those that used to have high female flower. I'm sure we'll explain a lot of things about cucumber in one of our episodes. Now, when the node is affected, the yield is reducing. Because if the leaf is affected, the effect also goes to the node, and the node will not produce the cucumber. Then the yield you're expecting is gone. And that's why we want you to understand the fact that you need to constantly take care of your plants so that we can have the yield you're expecting. So when you are that's why it's advisable when you stake your cucumber plant, I'm sure you know how the cucumber, when you stake your cucumber plant, it will grow, it will coil, all the leaves will go up. Number one, you can be able to spray it effectively. Number two, aeration. It's going to have good aeration, thereby the plant will be very healthy. Then when you are applying your foliar fertilizer, your pesticide, or your fungicide, it gets to where it needs to get to. It prevents the pest that it needs to prevent. Then the plant will be healthy. Flower abortion will be reduced. Then your yield will increase. So please take note of these things. And even when you want to work within a farm, you will not be stepping on the plant yourself, because if you do not take a cucumber, for instance, and you want to go in and harvest, by the time you go in and harvest the first harvest, I'm sure you will have stepped on all the stems of the cucumber. And the truth about it is, when the stem of the cucumber is stepped on and is broken, the yield, the growth of the plant is short-sighted there, or is stopped invariably. Then it will not grow again. And once it doesn't grow again, the plants will not give you more fruits. Because to the cucumber farmers out there, if you know that when a cucumber is growing, the higher the cucumber grows, the more fruit you will get. Averagely, each cucumber plant should give you nothing less than 20 nodes. And if you say each node of cucumber should give you cucumber fruit, depending on the variety, there are some that will give you more female flowers than male flowers, while there are some that will give you more male flowers than female flowers. But most of the hybrid varieties we have in the market now, they've worked on them that they will have more female flowers. So imagine you have a particular stand giving you 15 cucumber fruits. I'm sure the cucumber farmers will have done the calculation. You're going to have good yield. So having 600 bags per acre is very possible if you can actually take care of the plant very well. If you can regard all your plants as though they are babies, and you could take care of each of the plant like a baby, then you could have good yield at the end of the day. And that's what I want to encourage all farmers to understand, that when you take care of a plant properly, you will have the yield you're expecting. So please take note. These are some of the things that you need to put in place. Some persons will ask, how will I do about my cucumber farm? Like one of the questions that we asked some time ago, that how will I do my cucumber farm so that I can have good yield like you've been talking about, that I can have about 400 bags like you're talking about. And I said it is very possible. Starting from your land preparation is very key. Number two, your nutrient. Number three, water. If you can put all these things in place, it's very possible for you to have the yield. And one of the episodes we talked about cucumber in details, you can visit one of those episodes where we talk about cucumber in details, then you will see we actually took time to explain those things that you need to put in place. On an acre of cucumber, you should have nothing less than 13,300 stands. And if you check that very well, if each plant can give about 15 fruits, and we said that day we brought that